Hello and welcome to the first ever Steven Universe review. Welcome to the first ever Steven Universe critical film analysis. Welcome to my project.
Hello guys. I recorded a whole segment about the story. But the audio didn't record. So primero make this PowerPoint presentation instead.
So we have our main characters Amethyst, Pearl, and Garnet. And of course, Steven Universe, who is actually the son of Rose Quartz, who is the same person as Pink Diamond. This is very important later, take notes. Now, at the very beginning, they're all happy and singing happily ever after. They're having a good time, right? Alright, and then boom, we got Spinel, alright? Spinel over here drops in, murks everyone, and they're like, dang, So now Steven Universe is fixing up all these problems, and he's like, dang it, all my friends are dead or something, I don't know. Anyways, and then Spinel, alright, she lost her memories in this fight, alright, along with all of, Steven's friends, and then she remembers, and this is the point where she remembers. They're like, dang, hey, so by the way, your mom, she, I worked for her, I served her, I was her servant or whatever, and then, she just kind of left me for thousands of years. Anyway, Steven's all like, damn, that's fucked up, sorry, my mom kind of sucked. Anyways, here, let me help you, I'm not gonna fight you anymore. And then he does the dumbest thing ever, and basically, he's all like,
hey, thanks for getting rid of that injector thing that was going to destroy my entire planet, home slice.
Wait, that was it? That's all you needed me for? Was to get rid of the injector that was going to destroy the planet? And that's nothing else?
Well, I mean, yeah, but we're still cool, right?
Oh, hell no, fuck that noise. And then they had this big old fight on top of the injector thing where Steven's all like, dang it, why on earth do I still not have my powers? I've been through so much and I'm still a baby or something. And then he's all like, wait a minute, I know what I'm doing wrong. The thing that makes me me is that I grow and I learn from my mistakes. And in fact, not doing that is what got me in this situation in the first place. I'm gonna stop fighting you. And Spinel's like, okay. And she explodes the ship. But don't worry, afterwards she's all like, dang, you know what, I'm kind of just being a bad person, my fault, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to try to destroy your entire planet, that's my fault. And then the diamonds come on, and they're like, come live with us in the palace. And yeah, that's basically the story of Steven Universe, the movie. It's great. Now, for those of you who don't know the story of Steven Universe, let me break it down for you. We follow 16-year-old Steven Universe through his internal struggle with happiness, self-worth, and self-value post-Gem War. Don't ask. Now, this is a musical, and one of the very first numbers that we open with in the movie is a song all about how he's going to live happily ever after since all of his problems are finally solved. After the long-running TV show, he finally ends the big Gem War between Earth and the giant Gem Empire, and he's finally happy. However, the song is short-lived, as immediately after it ends, we meet our main antagonist, Spinel, who comes down in a giant, mysterious rocket ship, and then seemingly kills all of Steven Universe's best friends and family. The target audience, however, is children, so they're not dead! We're good. It's just they're reset, meaning they lost all of their memories. And Steven Universe then, for the rest of the film, has to go on this journey of making them rediscover and remember who they are, while also going through the journey himself of discovering what makes each gem, each of his friends, unique. What made them become who they are today. And at the end, it all accumulates and comes down to him, who was also hit by this mysterious weapon that killed or reset the gems, but didn't kill him, but did make him lose his powers. And he's wondering, why is it that he doesn't have his powers back? Why is it that after everything he's been through, he still doesn't find it? he doesn't find out how to remember who he is. And that's when he remembers who he is. He's Steven Universe! Can I cut that out? Now, the way in which they tell this story is actually really interesting, as the medium that they use is animation, meaning they can do a lot with character design, for example, which is something I would love to get into. In the beginning, when we first see Spinel, she has downward eyelashes, almost looking like mascara coming down. She has been through a lot. She was told to stay put where she was as part of a game, and the person that she served, Rose Quartz, never came back as she expected her to. And so for thousands of years, she was stuck. And it shows as her gem, her heart gem, actually turns upside down when she is in this form. When she loses her memories, however, when she gets hit with a device that makes everyone lose their memories and abilities, she forgets. Her heart is back up, her eyelashes are up, she is like an old cartoon character, like Betty Boop, you know? Both the television series and the movie were produced and created by Rebecca Sugar. The other people who directed the movie was Kat Morrison and Joe Johnson, which I memorized off the top of my head because I'm good at memorizing names. I ultimately believe that the reason that this movie was created was because, well, Rebecca Sugar had more story to tell of Steven Universe. The original series had 5 seasons, but a lot of the fans, and maybe even Rebecca Sugar herself, wanted to know what was the aftermath, what happened after all of the events. And so I believe that that led into the movie, followed by the 1-season television show Steven Universe Future, showing exactly what it was like and the repercussions of the show that happened beforehand. In conclusion, I think that this would be a really fun movie to produce. I don't think I could really make it better, and I don't know how many changes I would make, but ultimately I think that the biggest takeaway from all of this is the revolutionary technology that came out of it being Steven Universe's neck. He finally got one. Thanks for watching.